Hey students, how are you? Today we are talking about the Unit 2, Lesson 1, Chapter 1, which is talking about cell theory. We said that before that the body group of what? System, yes, and system group of course, organs. And the organ group of what? Tissue. And tissue group of what? Cell. The cell is the smallest building unit of the body. From here, the living organisms are divided in two types according to their bodies, according to their cells. So we have organisms that have unicellular living organisms. That means consists of only one cell, and this one cell do all vital process or do vital activities that needed for continuity of the life. Also, we have multicellular living organisms which consist of more than one cell, and these cells are differentiated and specialized cells in their function. So we have two organisms which are yeah, unicellular living organisms which consist of one cell, and also multicellular living organisms that consist of more than one cell. And all of the cells, of course, do all the vital process for the living organism. We said before that we have common characteristics of living organisms that they can do, which are nutrition, yes, or feeding, transportation or motion, respiration, excretion, sensation, all of that, they are common characteristics that differentiate between living organisms and, and non-living organisms. Okay, today we're talking about the cell. What's meant by cell? It is the tiniest or smallest building unit of the body that do all vital activities. Okay, here it is this in front of you the picture for the animal cell anatomy. Okay, properties of the cell. Yeah, of course, the cell is the smallest building unit of the body and it's tiniest structure, uh, but uh, but they are different in structure and size. As we classify the cells according to size, there are cells that has big size and cells that have a small size. The cells that have big size, like you know, we have a lot of cells like bacteria cell, like red blood cells, like animal cell, like plant cell. But the biggest one is a sperm cell, egg cell. But the biggest one is, huh? Of course, the biggest one is egg. Unfertilized egg is of the ostrich. You know the ostrich? Its egg is very large, although it's a one cell. But the tiniest cell in the size is what? Bacteria cell. Yes, bacteria is the smallest cell in the size. Okay. So here we differentiate here according to the size, but here we can differentiate according to the shape and function. Yes, according to shape and function. Yes, here we have nerve cells or neurons, and the nerve cells or neurons, they are smallest building unit of the body, and also it's smallest building unit of nervous system. It's called nerve cell or neurons, but it's a very long one. It's very long cells. Each cell may reach to 1 meter long. Yeah, so here according to the shape, it's very long. Yes, of course, it's very long. To what? To transfer the message for long distance. Yes, for long distance from the organs to spinal cord to other parts of the body. Okay, so here it's according to the shape. It's here is one is the long one, and this shape of this one is long to do special activity, which is to transferring the message for long distance. Here we have also another type of cells that according to shape, which is muscular cell, which is this cell is a cylindrical and long, which gather together to form muscular fiber. And this shape help it to do what? The muscle contracts and relax. So the shape of the muscular cell is cylindrical long, gathered together to form muscle fiber, which it can contract and relax. Okay, let's start with the discovery of the cell. Who discovered the cell? The first scientist to discover the cell is called Robert Hooke. Is the first one. We will discuss it today. And he invented the sample microscope. It's a microscope, very simple one. by using mirror, and he used a type of the tissue to examine it, which is called a cork tissue. Uh, and he see that the cell it's like small rooms found like small rooms under the microscope, and he named it according to the word cellula. Cellula in Latin name means cell, so he gave the name for the cell according from its Latin name cellula, which means small rooms. So Robert Hooke invents what? Invents a microscope and do its activity on the cork tissue. Second one is called Van Leeuwenhoek, is the second scientist or the first one who observed the microscopic organisms and living organisms. He made a simple microscope by using lenses and magnifying the object up to 200 times. He used some samples like blood, like the bones. So the first one who discovered the microorganisms like amoeba, eulina, paramecia, and so on, they are called microorganisms. Okay, he is the first one who discovered that. After that, we have Skildon. Yeah, Skildon, who the scientist who discovered that the plant have a cell which is called the plant cell. The fourth one is Schwann. Schwann, he discovered that the animal consists of what? A cell which is called animal cell. So till now we have how many scientists? Yeah, revise with me. We have the first one, Robert Hooke, then Van Leeuwenhoek, then Skildon, then Schwann. Okay, the last one is what? Is Verschuer. In 1855, Verschuer said that or stated that the cell is the function and building unit of living organisms. And each new cell comes from pre-existing cells, from cells that found before. So it's called in the new cells produced from pre-existing cells. Here is the last scientist, which is called Verschuer. From all these scientists, we put the cell theory, which is three principles in the cell theory. Let's know the cell theory, the principle of cell theory, as it always comes in the exam. The principles of cell theory, which are number one, all living organisms made up of cells, may be multicellular living organisms or unicellular living organisms. And the cells are the basic function of living organisms. And all cells comes from pre-existing cells. Yes. So all of that comes from the living organism made up of cells, which is a virtual cell. And also all cells only from pre-existing cells also comes from virtual cells. Here is a microscope of Van Leeuwenhoek, which he used the lenses. Okay. Let's stop at this part and we continue the second part of microscope of this lesson, inshallah, next video. I hope you revised this part well, and if you have any question you can tell me inshallah during the session. Thank you guys. Bye bye.